Welcome back to the Five. Now, I've always believed that whatever you put salt on gets better. Hard-boiled eggs, French fries, roads, banana slugs, Utah. Which is why I'm not surprised that a new study has found that curbing salt intake doesn't save lives or prevent heart attacks. In fact, curbing sodium might actually harm you. This big study found that people with the highest salt intake actually had okay blood pressure, while those who had the lowest intake of salt were 56% more likely to have a heart attack or a stroke. But look, I'm not a doctor, as the police in various parks have told me. And I know there's evidence that lowering sodium intake can help drop blood pressure in some people. But the issue isn't as clear as nannies like New York City Mayor Bloomberg maintain. He wants policies based on the assumption that salt is evil. The bottom line, for every study saying something's bad, there's another study saying the opposite. And reputations are built and grants are given based on demonizing something, whether it's sodium or sweeteners, the Ice Age or Alar. So listen to your doctor, not to jerks like me or Bloomberg. He'd put a warning label on a warning label. Hey, Dana, should we take studies like this, any studies, whether it's pro or negative on salt, should we take them with a grain of salt?
Yes, I think that's a great line. What bothers me about these studies is that if we're lucky enough to be here 6 months from now, we would have another study saying that salt is terrible for you. So a stopped watch is right twice a day. I think the world of academia deserves an investigation because it's just grants, and a lot of it is taxpayer dollars, not just here, but in Europe, and it just goes round and round and round. I'm like, okay, oh, you'll do a study? No, I'm going to do a study. And what happens is we end up having to eat chips, like low-sodium chips are gross.
They are disgusting.
And I'm going to go buy a bag of regular ones and eat them after this.
You should, as a celebration. Yeah.
Right.
Andrew, why is it that people, whenever I go to like a health food store, the people that are quote, healthy,
what is that?
They're so sickly? Why are health food freaks always so sickly looking?
Well, it's revenge. Well, first of all, they're unhappy because they're not eating any fat. But it's revenge. I mean, look at size 0 people. That's why I'm not a size 0. That's why I always look so happy and healthy, because I just can't do it. And I eat a lot of salt, and I just happen to like salt.
Bob is a size mini 0.
No, I'm close to a size 0. Look, the only bad salt is saltpeter. And that's the stuff they give to prisoners so that they won't get sexually active in jail. Now,
that's not a bad thing? I mean, that's probably a good thing, right? To give them saltpeter?
Well, I guess your view. But I would want to say that I agree with you about these academic studies. I think it's ridiculous because you go on the internet, and the worst part about the internet is you can always find medical stuff. Look at this for medical stuff. And I've looked at it. I should be dead like 15 years ago for the stuff I've read. And don't worry, you right-wingers out there, I'm going to be around.
But the point about Bloomberg has spent thousands of taxpayer dollars on a salt is evil awareness campaign. And look, but at least he's consistent. Remember we had the big blizzard? He didn't put any salt on our streets. I mean, he's totally against salt, even in a blizzard.
He's skinny.
He's skinny. He looks fat to me.
You know what the point is here? We get a study that salt is bad, and then one that's good, and then one that's bad. It's kind of like the global warming.
Oh, God.
No, but also
only you could have done that.
But do you notice that the liberals went from global warming when they realized that, oh, you know what, it warms and it cools. Once it started to cool, it became climate change.
But also staying on the medical side of things, because global warming is a great topic for another day. There was another study today that came out that said that it's actually good for you to be fat.
Yeah.
And that obesity is not such a bad thing.
That's first of all, I want to associate myself with that discussion. And I think whoever did that was exactly right, because here's the deal. If you get caught in a snowstorm because of no global warming, a lot of snow, right? And if you get stuck there, a skinny person will only last about 3 or 4 days before they die. I'll last to the snow
So it's survival.
Yes. Unless we eat you, Bob.
Well, that's the Donner Pass. Remember that?
Exactly.
Man, was that disgusting?
Would you want to eat Bob?
No, but yes.
I just still believe.
Bob doesn't want to eat himself.
I'll tell you
I still believe that you cannot be too skinny or
I want you to sit out in the desert, Bowling, just in the heat, okay? Just you and the heat, no water, no food, and see if you think it's global warming.
All right. I think this is the point where I go to a tease. Coming up, he's a man of many words that get him into trouble. After a mere 6 weeks on the job, Bob Beckel has a lot of apologies to make. That's next on The Five.